amigos, amigos.
Hello and welcome to every single one of you guys on C-Rod Sports. We are back for our round of 32 matchup. The United States of America will face on Bosnia and Herzegovina in the round of 32. The United States will look to end a 10 losing streak, a 10-game losing streak to European teams. They lost dating back to 2022 when they faced the Netherlands in the round of 16 in Qatar. The United States have not been able to beat a European team. It doesn't matter if it's a lower European team or a really good European team. They have struggled against them, and the most recent defeat has been against Turkey. They lost against Turkey in the last game of the group phase. Rafael Klaus is the referee for today, and let's go for the starting lineups for the United States of America. Hello, Josue. Hello, Georgie. How are you guys? Let's go with the starting lineup. The United States, 10 substitutions in their starting lineup. They put all their subs in against Turkey, and now Freeze is back at goal. Freeman, Richards, Ream, and Robinson are back on the defensive end. In midfield, Adams, Tillman, and McKinney. McKinney was the only starter in all three group stage games. But Adams and Tillman are back. And up front, Dest, Balogun, and Christian Pulisic. For Bosnia and Herzegovina, only a few changes. Basic is back. Gatic, Radiljic, and Muharemovic are in the defense. Dedic, Gigovic, Sunjic, and Kolasinac, the midfield. And up front, Demirovic, Alahbegovic, and Cheko are the starting 11 for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Coming back to a World Cup since 2014, and now they are in the knockout round. They advance as one of the best third-place teams, and they are here in the Bay Area. Beautiful view, right? Beautiful view, the one that we have at the Bay Area, the home of the 49ers, who one of their players, Fred Warner, was at the Estadio Azteca last night cheering on the Mexican national team. He even got to take a picture with the duck. Let's see how many Niner players show up to this USA game. The biggest one, that's what everyone has been saying, the biggest game that has been played here at home soil since 1994 for the male team, right? The United States, they were in the round of 16 in 1994 before getting knocked out to the eventual champions, Brazil. United States in their home uniform with those red stripes, white shorts, and white socks. Bosnia, they are blue out. And we are officially underway. 90 minutes of pure emotions. It's United States against Bosnia, and the first long ball that's going to go out for a corner kick, says the referee from Brazil, Rafael Klaus. So here comes a corner kick, and well, one of the strengths of this Bosnia team is their height. It's set pieces. They scored against Canada. Lukic scored against Canada off a corner kick. Let's see what they can do. They did score off a corner kick in their second game against Turkey, against Switzerland, but it was just off a recycled play. Well, here comes the first set piece for Bosnia and Herzegovina. On the left corner, all the fans start chanting USA. Here comes the in-swing and corner kick, and it's cleared out by the United States. Chasing it out there was Serginho Dest, who ended up pushing his opponent to the ground. The referee just told him to play on because Bosnia has the ball on this left-hand side with Radiljic. Again, dating back, careful, backwards pass. Coming off his line is Basic. But again, dating back to 2022, The round of 16 against the Netherlands, the United States have not been able to defeat a European team. That has been the one spine on their backs. Here's Reams sending this one long, looking for Robinson. It's hit in the air. Trying to win it was Tillman. And this ball gets to McKennie and opens it out wide with Dest. Plays it back with Freeman. Heavy touch there from McKennie. Out wide it goes to Serginho Dest and attacks his right-hand side. And here comes Dest. And Dest gets into the 18. Still dribbling Dest. Needs some help. And the ball gets poked out. And a throw in for the United States. Bay Area people have been complaining about the games that they got. Well, I don't blame them. They got bad games for the group stage. Now they have the United States here. The round of 32. The San Jose Earthquake Ultras are the supporter groups for today in this game. They announced it on their social media. Leaving the American Outlaws all the way on the nosebleeds. Here's Dest. Back with Freeman. This is Chris Richards. He slows down, plays it to Freeman on the right-hand side. That was McKennie. Now Dest. Freeman. The United States still on this right-hand side. McKennie looking up, looking for options. He's going to play back with Dest. And goes back to Freeman, who scored against Australia on June 19th. And here comes the United States with Christian Pulisic attacking. Christian Pulisic can take a touch. And his shot goes wide. It was deflected and it goes wide to a corner kick. He might have just taken a little bit too long, Christian Pulisic. But a good attempt here for the United States. We're looking to advance to the next round since 2002 when they defeated Mexico. They play this corner kick short with Pulisic. Here's Christian. Can he send a cross? Dancing with the ball. Christian needs some help and now finally plays it back. Here's the cross. Cleared out perfectly. Well, that's going to be the trick. How can you take advantage of set pieces against a team that's really tall, that's really good at defending set pieces? We're at the home of the 49ers, the Bay Area, and here comes the United States attacking with McKennie. How to pass it with Balogun, couldn't connect with him. And it's Ream now playing it with Robinson. Robinson with Pulisic. Pulisic, a pass behind Tillman. But here's this chip ball for McKennie inside the box. McKennie getting to the byline, trying to get this cross. And the ball will get out of play into another United States corner kick. Their last encounter, these two teams, was December 18 of 2021. The U.S. won 1-0. Bassett scoring in the 89th minute of that game. And here comes a corner kick for the United States. Tillman, the one in charge of taking this corner kick. One hand up, and now here's Tillman's cross, and the header is a defensive one, and they clear it. Now that Bosnia player is on the ground. The referee, Rafael Klaus, has to stop the game because of a head injury. It appears to be Gigovic, the one down on the ground. That game that the U.S. won 1-0 was at Dignity Health Sports Park, the home of the Galaxy. Again, December 18, the last time they played in 2021. At that point, the U.S. was ranked 12th and Bosnia was ranked 61. Well, they have dropped since. Now the U.S. are ranked 17th and Bosnia is ranked 64. They haven't dropped that bad, Bosnia, but the U.S. did drop a few spots since 2021. Dominated prior to Qatar. They dominated the whole area, and just recently Mexico's regained that dominance in CONCACAF, partially in CONCACAF tournaments because the United States have been playing with an alternative squad when it comes to the Gold Cup. During Nations League, That's the few times that we get to see the full U.S. squad. And if we remember the last Nations League, they were knocked out by Panama at the last minute in semifinals, which led to Mexico's first ever CONCACAF Nations League title. The U.S. had won 3 prior to Mexico winning their first one. Here comes Bosnia, trying to attack with Richards being brought down. Right there, it was Alakbegovic who knocked Richards down to the ground. Mauricio Pochettino was really angry after the Turkey A game. Actually, had a rant against one of the reporters that asked him if he was frustrated with the loss against Turkey A, and he just crashed out and said, "Why don't you congratulate us because we won the group? Why don't you say that? Why do you say that we lost?" And a typical manager answer when they lose a game. And then yesterday he apologized to that one reporter. Here's Pulisic attacking on this left-hand side. Out wide it goes to Robinson. Robinson slipping on the ball, but still on his feet. Back with Pulisic. And now, here's Chris Richards. He apologized to him and told him, well, he was frustrated for losing against Turkey. It was a good gesture there from Mauricio Pochettino, the Argentine. Here's Sergino Dest. This right-hand side. The pass over to Tillman. They lose the ball, but they win it back with Tillman. And here's Tillman on this right-hand side. Tries to nutmeg the defender, Kolasinac, who came running at him. Was able to knock it out for a throw-in. Sergius Barbades, the head coach of this Bosnia team. And here's this nice pass looking for Des. Barbades, 54-year-old from Bosnia, led this national team to the World Cup after defeating Italy in the playoff match. That was going to decide who was going to come here. And Bosnia were trailing for a long time. They were able to tie it in the last 20 minutes. And eventually won it in penalties. Here's Tillman on the ball. Here's Tillman charging forward. Plays it with Balogun. Back to Tillman. To the byline. Tillman. And the ball will go out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick. That's a little push from Muharemovic. Was able to knock the balance out of Tillman. But he had done a really great job, Muharemovic, of getting in front of Tillman to cover the ball. Long ball over, and there's a player wide open from Bosnia. Place it out wide. Here's a shot, and Freeze with the save. Leaves a rebound in the middle. And the flag is still down. Here's Bosnia attacking on this left-hand side with Alakbegovic. And the ball will go out of play for a corner kick. And we're going to have to see that previous play. He was offside. I mean, that was offside. Onside, offside. I don't even know what happened there. But, well, Alakbegovic to send this corner kick into the 6-yard box. That's where all the Bosnia players are stuck at. And it has worked. They scored against Canada like that. The referee, again, Klaus going to the players in the 6. I mean, the players know the rules. You just warn them once, and if you see that they break some rule, just call the foul. They just keep pushing each other. Here's this in-swinger. Going near post, and that was nearly an Olympico. Freeze able to recover and punch it out. It was a great corner kick there from Alakbegovic. An in-swinger that was going into the goal, and Freeze was able to track back and punch it out. Matt Freeze, who recently won that spot over Matt Turner. He pretty much did it at last year's Gold Cup. Had a spectacular Gold Cup, especially saving the U.S. in penalties multiple times against Costa Rica when the United States were about to be knocked out of the Gold Cup in quarterfinals. Matt Freese came clutch, saving a couple penalties. And then many great saves against Guatemala in the semifinals. Unfortunately for the United States, they didn't have much power to defeat a Mexican national team that had all their stars in that Gold Cup. 12 minutes in this match. In the round of 32, the winner of this game will play Belgium. I see a replay. My goodness, if Freese doesn't see that ball, it was going to be an Olympico. This is the 81st match of this tournament. Winner heads to Seattle to play Belgium Monday, July 6th. Belgium, who just advanced an hour ago, trailing 2-0 to Senegal. They were able to tie that game in less than 5 minutes. And then into extra time, a late penalty call in the 120th minute saw Belgium knock out Senegal and advancing. And we can potentially see a rematch of the 2014 round of 16 between the U.S. and Belgium if the U.S. wins this game. A lot of expectations, especially since Canada and Mexico, both host countries, are already in the next round. And the U.S. has home advantage through the final. Here's Pulisic. Lays it back with McKennie. Ball with Chris Richards. Freeman. This is Dest. Brought down. Referee says that's a foul. And a free kick for the United States. They wanted to play it quickly, but the referee didn't let them. So again, we're going to see how they manage to take advantage of set-piece opportunities against this Bosnia team that's got a really good height advantage over the United States. Standing over the ball is Malik Tillman and Anthony Robinson. Jedi Robinson. Tillman tries to flick this one, looking for Balogun. McKennie plays it back with Dest. Back over to Tillman. McKennie. Out to Robinson. Robinson sends this cross backwards for Balogun, who couldn't take a good shot. And his shot goes wide of goal. Good chance and a good run there from Anthony Robinson. He was onside and played a nice backwards ball for Folarin Balogun. Goes wide. Folarin Balogun again. Such a crazy story. Born by accident here in the United States. His family on vacation, when they wanted to go back to England, they didn't let his mom get on the plane because her pregnancy was too advanced. So she had to stay a couple more weeks in the United States. Had Folarin Balogun here in the U.S. And then after a couple of months, while the baby developed and was ready to travel, well, they went back to England, grew up in England. But just because he was born in the United States, he's able to represent them. Here's a long ball looking for Serginho Dest. It's going to get to Basic with no problem. Just that luck for the U.S. The Folarin Balogun was born here. But here comes Bosnia trying to attack on this left-hand side. The ball goes out of play, and it's a throw-in for the U.S. Adams plays it quickly with Balogun. Balogun under pressure. Wanted a foul. Referee wasn't going to give it. Freeman quickly plays it with Richards. Now Ream. This was also the stadium that hosted the Super Bowl this year that saw the Seattle Seahawks defeat the Patriots. Long ball looking for Balogun. He's inside the box. Uses his body to shield the ball and tries to send a cross. That is perfectly blocked by the defender, throwing for the U.S. As of now, the U.S. has been a lot better. Gianni Infantino, who was, if I'm not mistaken, he was either at the England game this morning in Atlanta, and now he's in San Francisco. I mean, he travels a lot. His private jet, he's got the money to do so. He was either there or he was in Seattle for the Belgium game, right? Just last night, he was having a good time with a bunch of the Mexican legends at the Estadio Azteca. Freeman, a nice ball over to McKennie. Here comes McKennie looking to the byline. He's inside the box, sends a cross! And the goalkeeper got a touch of it, and then it hit Robinson in the head, and it goes over the goal. What a chance for the U.S. McKennie might have been offsides. It doesn't matter. But he gets inside, sends the cross, and then the keeper got a touch on that cross. And again, it just hit Robinson, who was not even expecting that ball to be deflected to his head. It's going to be a goal kick for Bosnia Herzegovina. Basic also took a knee to the face. Hopefully he is fine. Robinson knew he had hit him. And we're getting assistance, medical assistance. Again, the keeper on the follow-up took a knee to the face. So hopefully he is fine. They do got two other goalkeepers on the bench. Slomislic. And they also have Jurkas. Those are their two options at goalkeeping. And I just saw Slomislic get up to start warming up just in case that Basic is not ready to go. Basic, who started all three group stage games, and I don't know if he got a cut. But as of now, we're getting a thumbs up that he is good to go. In the meantime, Slomislic is still warming up. Hopefully that doesn't affect him throughout the game. I know he wants to stay in it. He does play the toughest position in the sport. Those hits to the head area, they can be pretty serious. Karius, who was the goalkeeper for Liverpool in that 2018 Champions League final, took a hit to the head at the beginning of that Champions League final match, and well, he was actually concussed. They didn't even know he was concussed because he wanted to keep playing, and well, that led to the two errors that he made against Real Madrid. The first one, trying to play short and then hitting Benzema's leg for the first goal, and then Gareth Bale's second goal that just went straight through his hands, and that pretty much ruined his career as a young goalkeeper. Here's Tyler Adams. Lays it out wide with Dest. Back with Freeman. Freeman, who was just with Orlando City and just recently, at the beginning of this year, signed with Villarreal, the 21-year-old. McKennie with Serginho Dest. Dest back to Freeman. Now McKennie, who's now going for like his 6th season with Juventus, if I'm not mistaken. Here's this ball chipped over for Tillman. Brings it down with the chest with a heavy touch. And then commits a foul. I see it. Well, corner kick. It's a corner kick. I thought that was going to be a foul on Muharemovic. I mean, it was not sure if there was a clear push or a trip from Malik Tillman. Well, that could have been a foul. The referee said, nope, it's a corner kick. So let's see. Here comes Tillman. Has Pulisic in short. Not a lot of options inside the box for the U.S., but Tillman sends an in-swinger. And Basic is able to knock that one out for a throw-in. Got a hand to it. A good reaction after getting hit on the face a couple of minutes ago. Here's Balogun. against two. Try to play with McKinney. Bosnia unable to come out before turning it over to Robinson, who miscalculated that header, and Richards cleaned it up by hitting that ball out of play into a throw-in. Beautiful day, the Bay Area. We are pretty much at the time where we're gonna take our hydration break, and yes or no, referee counting down. Throwing the 5-second rule. Here's this ball with Robinson. Adams. Tyler Adams on the ball. Charges forward. Now plays it with Freeman. This is Serginho Dest. And Dest flipping this one out for Tillman. Lets it go for Balogun. Balogun now opens it wide with Robinson. Robinson plays it with Pulisic to the byline. Pulisic. And then the ball goes out of play into a goal kick. The U.S. really dominating this game, really trying to find those open areas on the field. And now we are headed to our very first water break. The Bay Area, not exactly San Francisco, but it's Santa Clara, California. Nice sunny day, 78 degrees. 78 degrees, not really hot, but it is protocol in this World Cup. Humidity is at 48%. It's just a beautiful day at the Bay Area. In the meantime, Basic holding a bag of ice on his face. He got hit 5 minutes ago. Took a knee from Anthony Robinson. And I don't know if it's swelling up. Well, we've had a lot of chances. The big chance in this game actually came from an almost Olympico, a corner kick from Alahbegovic. Good swinging corner kick that almost sneaked into the goal, but Freeze was able to react to it and punch it out. His first step from Freeze was forward before having to track back and complain that the Bosnia players got on his way. So as of now, it's in a really calm game. The U.S. has been trying to find their opportunities. The biggest one was probably the one that came off of Anthony Robinson's face. Basic still holding that bag of ice on his face. Not sure if it's swelling up. Mauricio Pochettino sitting down with his assistants after giving his instructions. Same thing for Sergic Barbades. Really packed stadium. It's a beautiful one. It's also created a fabulous branding idea for Levi's. You know, every stadium had to cover all the advertisements from their companies, right? This is Levi's Stadium, so there's a bunch of advertisements from Levi's. Well, pretty much what Levi's did was just put a piece of clothing over the Levi's sign, pretty much making it look like a ghost. And people realized it, made videos on TikTok saying, no, it is really obvious. And if you go on their social media, Levi's actually has their logo covered in their profile pictures. Gillette Stadium tried to do the same thing, covering it with some shaving foam. Here comes Bosnia attacking on this right-hand side. Let's see if they're the ones that improve after the water break. We've seen that, changes of momentum after water breaks. The ball goes all the way back with the goalkeeper Basic. It's a difficult ball, but the United States are able to win it back here, but that's a foul as Robinson left his foot out. And Robinson had a discussion with the assistant referee on the far side, saying the ball came out a couple of times and you didn't see it. The U.S. had actually won the ball cleanly before Robinson stepped on the foot of Gigovic. And here's Freeman under pressure, plays it with McKinney, and Freeman gets knocked down to the ground right in front of the U.S. bench. The fans react, but here comes the U.S. with Richards. Now Robinson on the left-hand side, waiting for some support. The U.S. did a really good job of coming back when they were losing against Turkey. They started winning, allowed 2 goals, tied it at the beginning of the second half, and right at the very end of the game, they allowed the game-winning goal to Turkey. Again, it was a heavily rotated squad. Only McKinney started all 3 group stage games for the U.S. Here comes Freeman attacking on this right-hand side. Slows down and plays it back with Richards. And here's the switch for Robinson. And Robinson breaks it down nicely with his left foot. Wants to stand the cross and then took a heavy touch. And it's going to be a goal kick. Defending there was Dedic. Did a fabulous job at forcing a heavy touch from Anthony Robinson, the Jedi. Here comes Basic. Doesn't want to play short. He knows the U.S. likes to pressure really high. And here he goes with this long goal kick. Headed forward by Team Ream. Halligan trying to win it as well. Ballistic chips it up. Looking for Sheko there. Richards hits it forward. Another defensive header. Now it falls to Christian Pulisic at midfield. And Pulisic, a nice ball here for following Balogun. And Balogun on the left-hand side. Balogun at the edge of the 18. Nice move. Goes down. And the referee says no penalty as Balogun went down. And let's see. It's a throw-in for Bosnia. The referee saw it clearly. He was right in front of it. And let's see. The first replay that we get, it's a really hard one. Now I get a close-up. Let's see. Is there contact for a clear and obvious penalty? No. No. There is a slight touch on Balogun's. There's a slight touch on Balogun's foot, but is it enough? When the referee says play on, it wasn't enough. It was just a slight touch. And Balogun did exaggerate on it. You've seen it now. And throughout this tournament, not every slight touch is going to be considered a foul or a penalty. So Bosnia will have the ball at midfield after Des fouled one of the players, McKinney, talking with the Brazilian referee. Oh, it was actually Radaljic crashing into Des and then going down. Well, we keep playing. This is Radaljic. Back with Basic. Now on the ball is Muharimovic. Plays it in short. Good pressure from the U.S. Here's Balogun inside the 18. Balogun comes back. Balogun! The U.S. strikes first! After they forced the error. But the flag is up. The flag is up. Wait a minute. The flag is up and we'll get a good look at it. The U.S. forces the error. And yes, his foot is just offside. had actually made a good cutback move and taken a good shot, but the assistant referee on the near side saw it. And well, that's the second time in this World Cup the Folarin Balogun has gotten a goal taken away for offsides. And here comes Tillman. Out wide it goes with Robinson. And the U.S. trying to go forward. This is Robinson on the left-hand side. Sends across looking for Balogun. A good defensive header. Well, crazy minutes for Balogun. He was fouled a couple minutes before scoring that goal and then getting it called offside. Everything going against him right now in this game. Well, that kind of shows why Basic doesn't want to play short every goal kick. The U.S. high pressure is just so relentless. They force that error. Here's Stas trying to play it through for Balogun. It's one back by Bosnia. And now they're trying to break through, and a foul by Chris Richards at midfield. It's going to be possession for the Bosnians. And now we're going to see the special technology. And well, it was actually his whole body. I was offside, almost his whole body. "33 minutes in this game, and look at Basic. Every free kick that they get, it doesn't matter if it's in their own, if it's in their own half, they're gonna take advantage of it. They got the height advantage over the U.S. and Basic sends it to the far side. Here's a header back into the box. Ream clears it out. "34 minutes in this first half, which the U.S. has been dominating here at home soil. They haven't left the West Coast. They've played all their games at the West Coast, whether it's LA or Seattle. If they win, they go to Seattle. And guess what? If they go to the quarterfinals, they still stay in the West Coast. They would go to LA and only would have to leave the West Coast if they make it to the semifinals, which it would be in Dallas. So pretty much every host country had its path to make it somewhere far in this tournament. You know, Canada, if they had won their group, they would have played all the way to the round of 16 at BC Place in Vancouver, which they didn't win their group, so now they're in the U.S. The U.S. won their group, and they get to stay in the West Coast through the quarterfinals if they keep on advancing. And Mexico, who just advanced last night, well, they won their group. They stay in Mexico till Sunday before they either stay at home or travel to Miami. Here's this long ball, and look at Freeze. He comes out and picks it up. The U.S., the clear advantage, obviously, they don't have to leave the U.S., but winning that group was really crucial because they don't have to travel far. They stay within probably an hour, 2-hour flight from each game, so it's a huge advantage that the U.S. won their group. If they would have ended second, they would have traveled like Paraguay. Well, Paraguay won as a third place. I'll let you guys know right now. As this is Freeman. McKinney, great ball ahead, and this is Dest. And Dest back with McKinney. McKinney trying to send this cross. McKinney chips it, and it's cleared out. Australia, who came second in Group D. Freeman attacks, plays it with Tillman. Tillman out wide with McKennie. McKennie trying to send this cross. Beautiful cross back post. It's going to fall for Robinson just outside of the 18. Got Pulisic has a short opportunity. Another cross from Robinson, and it goes wide. And Balogun goes down again inside the box. Now, being second in the group would have meant that in this round of 32, the U.S. would have traveled to Dallas and eventually go to Atlanta. And then Kansas City. Oh, that would have been beautiful, Kansas City. So they got to Atlanta. I mean, it would have been different. It would have been longer flights. And winning their group was really crucial. Here's Bosnia on the ball. It's around the center circle. Dominated against Canada the first half, but some tired legs saw them losing the lead late in the second half. And this is McKennie. Nice ball here for Balogun inside the box. Balogun sends it across, was looking for Pulisic. Didn't have much power on that pass. Now Bosnia will try to come out playing. That's a foul. And Tyler Adams not happy because he says, I'm just barely touching him. He's going down and you're buying every single soft foul. And now Tillman goes down too, and the fans reacted to that. Bosnia really gets tired in second halves. We also saw it in LA when they played Switzerland. Tied 0-0 until we got to the 80th minute. Allowed a goal. And careful, here's Bosnia attacking. Oh, a mistake. Near mistake there from Robinson. As it went through his feet, able to at least deflect it to Freeze. And here comes Pulisic attacking on this left-hand side. Robinson plays it with Tillman in the middle lane. Back it goes with Tyler Adams. McKennie wants it. McKennie's got it. And McKennie charges forward. And McKennie opens it wide with Robinson. Can he get to the ball? Yes, he will. He's got Pulisic as a short option. Plays it with Tillman inside. Tillman. Oh, nice back heel to Pulisic. Byline Pulisic. No one there to close it. There is a slight deflection, so it's going to be a throw in for the U.S. Again, Bosnia in that second game at the very end allowed 4 goals. And then in that last game that they got to play, in the last group stage match, which they won against Qatar, they didn't have any single problem. McKennie on the right-hand side. Back it goes with Freeman. Freeman sees the run of McKennie. Well, it was a run from McKennie. He played it with Des, and Des had not realized that McKennie made a run, so he played a pass to the spot he expected McKennie to be in. It was a nice play from the U.S., a nice back heel pass from Tillman, and then Pulisic sent a nice ball across. Unluckily, no one was closing back post. Again, Bosnia under some heat with the high press that the U.S. is applying. We'll see how much gas they have in their tanks in their second half, as we have hit 40 minutes. A really tight game. U.S. looking to advance for the first time since 2002. And also beat a European team since 2022. 2002, the last time they advanced. 2022, the last time they were able to defeat a European team. Here's a nice pass to Balogun. Balogun on the right-hand side, right on the shade, and then gets clipped on his foot. That's a foul. Not happy is Muharemovic, who picks up the ball and is hitting himself. It's a free kick. And we'll take a good look at it. And well, yeah, he stepped on him. "41 minutes. Robinson on the ball. Tillman standing on it too. It would be really tough if they try to send a shot. Tight angle. There's also an option just outside of the 18. But here's Robinson and Tillman, the two in charge. Do we see a shot or a cross? Tillman sends it in near post. Balogun got a touch on that ball, but it goes wide. Pochettino sits down and quickly reviews that play on the iPad that they have. How the game has changed. I don't even remember watching my first World Cup in 2014, seeing the coaches with tablets looking at live feed of the game, rewatching, set pieces, mistakes. Now it's the luxury that every team has. An iPad where they can rewatch every set piece, every goal, or every small thing that the coach wants to look at. It's obviously not a live feed from the camera angles that we get as fans. It's actually a feed from way up high, a tactical view. Here's Bosnia attacking on this right-hand side. Playing it with Muharemovic. Nice pass over to Kolasinac. Kolasinac. Alabegovic. Vasic. And here's Katic. He's playing it short with Gigovic. Trying to open out wide with Dedic. 43 minutes in this game. The U.S. and Bosnia tying 0-0 in the round of 32. At the Bay Area, the home of the 49ers. Of the really cursed San Francisco 49ers. We're getting good players for next season. This is Vasic. Plays it forward. Into Ream, and Ream does a really good job of playing with Adams. And now this is a ball for Tillman, trying to play it through for Balogun. It falls for Balogun! Repeats the celebration because this time it counts. Following Balogun puts the U.S. ahead. And the people in the Bay Area go nuts. The U.S. has the lead as Vasic played it forward. Ream was the first one to react, played it with Adams, then to Tillman. Tillman, the through ball for following Balogun. It seemed to be a lost play. It actually took a deflection on Sunjic and then on Muharemovic, who didn't expect that deflection. And well, sometimes you need some kind of luck. It fell to the feet of following Balogun, who took another shot with his left foot, put it in between the goalkeeper's legs, and put it in the back of the net. And the U.S. has the 1-0 lead. Celebrates like LeBron James. Well, what a celebration. Now there's a heavy head collision. U.S. players are not happy. Two players are down. Balogun scores yet again this World Cup. Let's see what oh my goodness. Adams completely, there was no intention from the Bosnia player, but just crashed into him. It was like a blindside block. And Adams is slow to get. He's still in pain. Richards is telling the training staff that he took the hit on the side of his face, on the cheek. Anyways, for following Balogun, he scored his 4th goal in this World Cup. He scored 2 against Paraguay, 1. Well, no, it's actually his 3rd, because the goal for against Australia was an own goal that he produced. His 3rd goal in this World Cup. Right at the very end of the first half. And I mentioned he celebrated like LeBron James. Well, he probably is keeping up to date that there are some rumors LeBron wants to come, or that the Warriors want to sign LeBron James, who is a free agent. And if they sign LeBron James, they will trade for Anthony Davis. They want to set up a super team to pretty much end the careers of LeBron, Steph Curry, Draymond Green. Also got Kristaps Porzingis a few days ago. But well, again, I see the replay. You know what? I think Shetsko has all intention. He sees Tyler Adams, and he has every intention of running into him. You know what? That's actually a dirty play from Chesko. It's full intention. He saw Adams, who's still not getting up. We are unaware if he's going to continue to play. Good thing is the halftime is just around the corner. Again, we confirmed Balogun's 3rd goal in this tournament. But as of now, our attention is on Tyler Adams, who now gets up. All right. Yeah, yellow card would be really beautiful. As Adams gets up, he's going to have to come out off the pitch for a minute because he got medical assistance. Since there was no yellow card issued, Pulisic is telling the referee, because it's a head injury, he doesn't have to come off. But he still has to come off. Since there was no yellow card issued to the Bosnia player, then he has to come off. If there was a yellow card issued, then Adams would have stayed in. That's the only way the players can stay on the field, if they get medical assistance. If the opponent that fouled them gets a yellow card or a red card. Well, now the U.S. down to 10 men. Well, Adams has to wait. Raises his hands up in the air. Wants to come in, but he has to complete that minute. Balogun pushes, rightfully so, Katic to the ground. And this is Sunjic. Adams back on the field, so the U.S. back at full force. Here's this ball play forward. It serves up as a switch of play. And that's a nice move by Dedic, but picked up by Pulisic. There was 5 minutes of stoppage time, and those 5 minutes we used it in the celebration and the injury. And here's McKennie, and McKennie tries to play this ball to the run of Pulisic, who's not going to get there. Guy to beat him was Radaljic. U.S. winning this game on a following Balogun goal in the 45th minute. No assist for anyone. No assist for Tillman since his pass was deflected. Here's Pulisic driving on this left-hand side. He gets brought down. That's a foul. And the U.S. will have another set-piece opportunity coming their way. That's a pull on the jersey. Dedic knew he couldn't stop Pulisic. He pulled the jersey of Pulisic. Here's the opportunity. Again, Tillman standing over the ball. This is just on the throw-in on the throwing line. Here's Tillman. No, it's going to be Robinson who puts this ball in the mixed back post. And just too high for Freeman. Ball is still in play by Bosnia. And it hits off a U.S. player. It's picked up by Balogun. Pulisic on it. Now makes a player. Plays it with Des. Back to Pulisic inside the box. Pulisic sends it into the box. Sent the cross. Cleared out. Not sure till when we're going to play. Oh, nice move here from Tillman. This is Robinson. Now makes his play. Robinson to Pulisic, who tried to cut it to his left foot, but it's still Adams. Adams, nice ball for Des. Sends it back for Balogun. Oh! It hits off the crossbar. Unreal. It was the U.S. second goal. Des was onside. Played it back with Balogun, and Balogun with his right foot hit it, and it hit the crossbar. Unreal. The miss from Balogun. It's not a Chris Wondolowski miss, type of miss, but it's close to it. Good thing is that the U.S. is winning this game. Chris Wondolowski would have won that game against Belgium in 2014 if he didn't sky his shot, but my goodness, what a chance they missed right there. Bosnia, oof, that's a heavy hit on the Bosnia player. It was Adams who got there, and the player, Begovic, fell on Tyler Adams' knee, and he's in serious pain. And then Kolasinac pushed Adams. McKennie got in the mix. You got to be careful covering your mouths. Tyler Adams pretty much got revenge, not on the same player, but on the McKennie. When McKennie pushed him, Adams was already running. That when Begovic was going down, he just went down into Adams' knee. For Adams, it might be some type of relief because he got blindsided. And he says, you know what? I get to do the same thing. And now Begovic seems to be fine. He gets up and he says, hey, I'm going to come after you now. He was just twisting and turning on the ground. But now, all of a sudden, he's perfectly fine. And the referee, Klaus, has to talk to him. Has to calm down Begovic. The 18-year-old from Salzburg. My goodness. The injuries. 2 balls on the field. Bosnia cannot play because there's 2 balls. And the referee just decides to end this first half. It had everything at the very end. We had a goal, we had a miss, we had injuries, we had some heated moments. But as of now, the U.S. is headed to the locker room, leading 1-0. And 45 minutes away from advancing to the next round for the first time since 2002. Balogun at the 45th minute has the U.S. ahead, and we'll come back after this break. We are back for the start of the second half. The players are coming back on the field. The United States holds a 1-0 lead over Bosnia and Herzegovina, looking to end a 10-game losing streak to European teams. That's dating back to the 2022 Qatar World Cup when they lost to the Netherlands. That's how long it's been for the U.S. since they started losing to all these European teams. Players back at the field. Fans are scrambling to get back on their seats. The same 22 players that started the first half are the same 22 players that will play in this second half, and we are officially underway. Last 45 minutes of pure emotions in the 2026 U.S. Mexico Canada World Tournament, World Cup, World Tournament, World Trophy. It's been a while for the U.S. and they're trying to break that one curse. They haven't been able to beat European teams since, I'll tell you since when. Since December 18th of 2021. How funny is it? The last European team that the United States defeated was Bosnia and Herzegovina in 2021. That was the last time the U.S. defeated a European team. Well, it can be the team against the same team to break that 10-game losing streak. Here's this ball chipped over the top. Richards wins it. Tillman tries to cover. Robinson hits it up in the air. Back header there from Katic. Here's this pass forward. Green cuts it off really well. Tyler Adams, Christian Pulisic. Pass is deflected. And it's won back by the United States quickly. We'll see how Bosnia changes in this game as Pulisic gets down. He gets fouled. And the U.S. plays quickly. Here's Balogun and ends up losing the ball. See how Bosnia plays this second half, now chasing the game down a goal with less than 45 minutes to go. They're the ones chasing this game. The U.S. has to be calm. Cannot play overconfident. Oy! And Robinson hits the steward on the back. The security steward, and seems to be fine. Tillman knocked one ball out of play and played it to Pulisic, who now makes a player. Here's Pulisic on this left-hand side. Pulisic looking for the byline, sends this cross. Balogun goes down once again. He goes down easily in the box every single time. Right out that Robinson hit that steward. I was just looking at a video that Michelob Ultra invited the stewards of the 1994 U.S. World Cup for a documentary, but actually Michelob Ultra invited those stewards who couldn't see the game to watch all the U.S. games in this World Cup on the pitch. That's a really nice gift. Here's this cross from Robinson on the corner kick. Richards didn't expect the header. Ream looks to win it. The keeper goes down as he collides with his teammate. Robinson plays it back in the mix. Ream the closest to the ball, but it's the keeper, Vlasic, who comes out and gets it. And here comes Bosnia. The U.S. also looking to advance to the next round since they last did it in 2002 in Korea, Japan, when they defeated Mexico in the round of 16, 2-0. That famous scoreline, that 2-0. That's a signature. Here comes the U.S. attack, and this is Tillman breaking loose, and he tries to play it through for Pulisic, not even close to getting to Christian. And now we have an injured player. It's their main guy. It's Chesko, who is playing his last World Cup and could potentially be his last time on the field with Bosnia if they don't advance the 40-year-old. He is the only guy that played in that 2014 squad in Brazil, and unfortunately has to leave the game with an injury. Couldn't do much today. He blindsided Tyler Adams. After that, he was unable to do much, and now the guy that can take over his position looks to be Lukic. On this last sprint, he just couldn't keep on running. He pulled a hamstring, actually grabbing his knee, above his knee, and there's also another sub that they're planning. Mamic and Lukic. So 2 substitutions incoming here for Bosnia Herzegovina in the 50th minute. Gigovic comes out. Mamic goes in. And it's actually 3 substitutions, so Daidovic will also come in, exiting his Sunjil. And Daidovic exits. And Lukic for Seko. "51 minutes, and here comes the keeper, Basic. On the ball, in his own 6-yard box. The U.S. pressure is right now just outside the 18. Trying to come out of the back is Dedic. U.S. with the high press, forcing a throw-in for Bosnia Herzegovina. Get an angry German in the house. Not happy with his national team losing to Paraguay. That's a miniature schnauzer, the one you hear. And here comes Bosnia attacking. That's a great nutmeg. That was a great play on that side by Lukic. And here's Fries. Goes forward. That's a beautiful ball. Almost got to Dest. If Muhademovic had not got it in the way. Ream on it. Pulisic with Robinson. Robinson plays it on the middle lane with Tyler Adams. Tries to chip this ball to the run of Balogun. And cleaning up the mess was Radiljic for a U.S. throw-in. Christian Pulisic. And this is Robinson. And Robinson plays it backwards with Ream. Ream to the center circle. That was Freeman. Freeman back with Ream. Ream with Pulisic. Pulisic with Adams. And that's a beautiful move from Tillman. And Tillman for Balogun, trying to sneak it through. It was just a long pass from Tillman. And having a really good World Cup for the United States. Has participated in nearly every single goal except the 2 against Turkey. He's always in the mix when the U.S. scores. A long goal kick. Ream wins the header. Richards back into Pulisic. Pulisic under pressure. One back by Bosnia. Really physical team. The U.S. has the lead. 1-0. Here's a long ball. Ball in. And out in a throw-in for the United States. Not believing anything he's saying is Barbares. Pochettino finishing the last kind of nails that he probably has. Nerves for the coaches, the fans in the stadium. But as of now, Bosnia hasn't been a threat for the U.S. If they do become a threat, could easily be eliminated. Got a strong wall in the back. That's a long pass forward. And it goes out of play. 9 minutes in this second half. Also see how the U.S. manages this 1-0 lead. At some point, they may have to defend this lead. But as of now, they look like they want to get that second goal. At least a second goal that can give them some breathing room, a sigh of relief. Sometimes a second goal is not enough, though. Careful, Robinson was falling asleep, but he is able to just clear the ball only as far as Dedic. And here comes Dedic, and Dedic goes out wide. Here's a good chance for Bosnia attacking the new player. I don't know who. Oh, here's a shot. Trying to shock freeze, and I gotta see who came in. So it's Esmir with number 20. So one of these players didn't come in, and it was number 25. Lukic is not in the field. It's actually number 20. It is number 20, Marhatarovic. Marhatarovic is the one that came in. It was not Lukic. Throwing here for Bosnia in their own defensive half. I saw number 20. I was like, I don't have it in my lineup, but now I do. Referee is telling the Dedic to go back. He was getting closer and closer and coming forward and giving it straight to the U.S. Balogun almost won it. Muharemovic clears it. The goal pretty much came on a defensive error from this Bosnia team, whose only bad game was against Switzerland, allowing 4 goals in the last 10 minutes of that game. Ream plays it forward. That's a nice ball for McKennie. McKennie tried to play it backwards, and then it's cleared by Bosnia. Ball in the air. Adams plays it with his head, but only as far as Dedic, who slows down and plays it all the way back with Katic. Now to the middle with Radiljic. And now wide it goes with Muharemovic. Muharemovic on the ball. Again, Bosnia, the clock is against them, and they haven't been, they don't have that sense, that urgency. Every time they try to attack, it's always a long ball over the top. Like they don't have any idea what to do with the ball when they have it. If the U.S. wins, they'll play Belgium in a rematch of the round of 16 of 2014 in Brazil, and that would be in Seattle. Here's Adams. Plays it with Pulisic, and Pulisic just runs into a wall and loses the ball. Seattle, arguably the best city which the U.S. has played in this tournament. We all heard how loud they sang the national anthem in Seattle and how they made their presence felt from the very first minute of the game against Australia. Why not? The whole stadium singing Country Roads after the game. 58 minutes. This is Radiljic. And back with Muharemovic. Katic. Out wide with Dedic. He's looking to play with Barakteric. Tadic. Here's this ball into the mix. And that's a lucky challenge from Tim Ream, who got his foot before the attacker, and the U.S. are now in the counter. On the right-hand side is Des. Slows down his run. Now continues. Bodies his defender. Des was trying to play through for Pulisic, and he nearly did so. Here's Bosnia. Trying to come out with Mamic. The player that almost scored for Bosnia was Bahratarevic. Who almost got his foot ahead of Reams, but Ream luckily got to it and cleared the ball. The U.S. has taken 5 shots. Only one of those shots have been on target, and that was their goal. Bosnia has only taken 2 shots, only 1 on target. Not sure if it's the Olympico attempt, but here's Pulisic. Robinson. This is Adams. Plays it with Balogun. Balogun unable to control it. Loses, and here comes Bosnia. Oh, some good passes. They were asking for a handball, but the referee doesn't give it. He says it bounced off his body. Dest. That was Freeman. Richards. It's a good game for the U.S. because they've been able to contain this Bosnia team. They got their goal, and defensively, they don't even let Bosnia cross midfield with the ball. Balogun went down, and then the Bosnian player who was defending him, it was Muharemovic, is holding on to his right ankle. Oh, yeah. He got stepped on the back heel. Accidentally, it was Balogun accidentally stepping on Muharemovic's heel. And that was just an accidental move. But as of now, there's some medical assistance. Trying to talk to him is the captain, Kolasinac. And Flo Balogun is cramping up as well. So these 2 players are getting medical assistance. So that means both of these players are going to have to come off the pitch. As Balogun is trying to step As he's trying to step, he hits the bottom of Muharemovic's foot, which causes his leg to go up. And no way, they're actually reviewing this for a possible red card. He's going to go to VAR. Wow. So Klaus is going to VAR to review this as a possible red card. Remember, this was the same challenge that wasn't deemed a red card for Lionel Messi in the first game against Algeria. If you put that image for the referee where the foot gets stuck on the calf of the player, then yeah, it looks like a red card, but it's just his foot slides. It slides. He hits the bottom of the foot of the defender. It slides up his leg. He has no intention of stepping on it. His foot is already coming down. There's no intention from Balogun to step on him. There's clearly no intention for him to make a dirty challenge. There is no intention. They just get tangled up. They just get tangled up. I don't think that's a red card, but we'll see what the referee deems. If he gives that a red card, then what a shame, because that's not a... They just get tangled up. And let's see what the referee says. So a red card has been given to Folarin Balogun. It's an accidental challenge. He had no intention of stepping into Muharemovic's foot, and Flo Balogun has been shown a red card. What a shame. It's the same challenge that was not deemed a red card, not even a review. His foot gets stuck. There is no intention from Balogun to step on the player. No intention. What a shame from FIFA. What a shame. It's the same challenge that Messi did on a Algeria player, and it was not even reviewed, not even a red card. I mean, there's this double standard. No, there's no intention from Balogun to even step on him. So the U.S. don't have their goal scorer and will not have them for the next game unless the U.S. tries to appeal the decision. So the U.S. down to 10 men. Muharemovic has to come off the field for at least a minute because he got medical assistance. Now he's allowed to come back in. Well, the U.S. still has the lead. Hopefully, this does not affect them in this game, in the long run of this game. But as of now, they won't have Balogun for the game against Belgium. Ball played with McKennie. This is Dest. It's what a shame, man. It's got to be the name. It's got to be the name. But for one player gets it and the other one doesn't. Here's Riemling. His bad deflection. It fell into the feet of Demirovic. Took the shot and Freeze stayed with the ball in Bosnia, almost tying this game. Long ball over, so really interesting to see how the U.S. handles this situation. Have some shame. FIFA World Cup. Now why? 66 minutes. The U.S. looking to finally defeat a European team, and now they're pretty much all the way back against the wall as Bosnia attacks on this left-hand side. Looking to send a cross in. Really got to defend those crosses in the air. They got tall players. How wide is Kolasinac? Bosnia trying to attack from the right side. Kolasinac on it. Plays it backwards. Trying to chip this one forward for Kolasinac, who does chip it forward. Looking for some teammate. Ball still stuck inside the 18. Here's the shot deflected into Freeze. Into the hands of Matt Freeze. I should add it to our little banner here that the U.S. down to 10 men. And here comes Pulisic trying to attack on this right-hand side. Pulisic. And whenever the U.S. has the ball, passing it around, that would be so good. It's like gold for them. Here's Freeman getting around a few defenders. Freeman trying to pass the ball. And it's still the U.S. And now they lose it. And here comes Bosnia trying to play it forward. But now it's Robinson who takes it. And Robinson tries to go around one player. He gets stripped. That's a foul. And the referee is sending us to our water break. Again, the U.S. is down a man. A red card for Folarin Balogun. And, well, that is going to be the conversation. If the U.S. loses, that's going to be a huge topic. If they don't, if they advance, well, they don't have Balogun. It's still going to be a conversation. Quite a controversial decision there. Again, I see it, and every time I see it, Balogun has no intention. Actually, his foot gets stuck on the back, on the heel of Muharemovic. First from the bottom of his foot, and then it's just stuck already on the foot. There's nothing he can do. That is unbelievable. And what's so crazy, it's the same challenge that happened with Messi against Algeria, and it was not deemed a red card, not even reviewed. Surely you're looking over at social media as of now. The U.S. should surely send some type of appeal. But the people are not happy. Yeah, people are not happy. No one happy from the U.S. fans. Now let's see how Hispanic fans are reacting to this. Many people now really going to the Messi one because it's the same play. In fact, Messi's is worse because Messi is actually going for a challenge and stepping above the ankle of the Algeria player. This one for Balogun, it's just their feet getting tangled up. It's just their feet getting tangled up. It's never a red. It's unreal. It's unreal. Well, we're back to play this game. And the U.S. less than 20 minutes away from advancing to the next round with some controversy. Really disappointing decision from the Brazilian referee. But here's Katic. Plays it short with Muharemovic. Now it's out wide with Radilic. Back with Muharemovic. And really Bosnia in this game, they haven't been that good at attacking. They gotta, at some point, they're gonna have to find some open gaps. The U.S. is down a man, but it's on the attacking end. It really doesn't affect defensively because they have all their defenders. Tillman putting some good pressure on the center backs. And if the U.S. is going to win, it's going to be a gritty 1-0 win. I mean, it's going to take a lot of guts for them to close this game. How wide it goes with Barakateric. Tries to get around Robinson. Can't do so. And Robinson hits that one out for a corner kick. It was actually Baratarevic who hits it off of Robinson. And here comes a corner kick. And this is a strength. This is a strength for the Bosnian national team. Corner kicks. And let's see how they defend it, how the U.S. defends. So now seems to be some type of some man-to-man defense from the U.S. in front of a huge crowd of Bosnian fans just behind Freeze's goal. Play it back. Dedic on it. Dedic fires. It's blocked. And the U.S. is able to partially clear the ball. Bosnia goes all the way back. Baratarevic. Plays it short. This is Mamic. Muhamedovic plays it forward. And there's Freeze. He comes out and gets that ball. And here's Freeze. We'll play it short. Some breeze. As Pochettino stands and walks around his box. And here's the long pass looking for Pulisic. The U.S. will win it back with Des here at midfield. He has a lot of real estate to travel with. And he opens it out wide with Freeman. The U.S. now switches the field over to attack. Richards in short with Ream. Ream out wide, it goes with Robinson. Robinson tries to play forward with Pulisic on this left-hand side. Christian tries to get in between a few players and then tries to play forward for McKennie. McKennie didn't understand the type of pass Pulisic wanted to play. Alex Morgan watching this game, and now we get a couple more substitutions. Kolasinac is out. And then the other player, so Kolasinac is out. We'll confirm the other player, but we know it's Katic. Tabakovic is in. And also, number 15, Memic. So Bosnia has already used all their windows. Memic and as they attack on this right-hand side. Let's see Tabakovic. Mamic on the ball. All the way back it goes. Radeljic. And here comes Bosnia attacking to the middle lanes with out wide it goes. And here's this cross. It's cleared out only as far as another Bosnian player. Another shot blocked by Freeman. Alakbegovic took a shot. And fans, you can feel some tense moments here at the Bay Area. Now the referee is shortly stopping the game for a quick review. We're back on to play. How wide it goes. This is Memic who just came in. To bring it down with his chest was the Bosnian player. The U.S. players were asking for a handball, and now it goes forward with Pulisic. Pulisic against the world, gets around one, tries to get around the other player. He gets fouled. And a yellow card. Well, the referee, no, not a yellow card. He threw something out of bounds. Pulisic has stepped on. We'll take a look on where he got stepped on and how he got stepped on. Well, you can't see from the angle that we got, but he got stepped on way behind. It was actually a knee-to-knee contact with Mamic. Pardon me. 77 minutes. And Pulisic, yeah, that was a knee-to-knee. He gets up. We continue. This is Ream. He's going to play short or far. What are we going to see? Ream sends it forward. This is Pulisic. Controls it. He's on the ball. He's got Tillman in short. Tillman turns around looking for options. Tillman, eyes back heel pass for McKennie. McKennie on it. McKennie chips it for Tillman. Tillman, Pulisic! It's in! Christian Pulisic scores! Flag is up. He says no, but the flag is up. He waves his finger. He says no, but we'll take a look. Let's see. What a pass again from Tillman. Back heel to McKennie. McKennie, great chip pass. And Tillman, yeah, he's offsides. He's offsides. Tillman could have taken the shot. But that's a good sign from the U.S. that they can still attack down a man. That's a second goal they've disallowed for an offside today. Robinson stops his player on his tracks, and it's going to be a throw-in for the U.S. The yellow card is coming off because Barbados doesn't want to give the ball to the U.S. player. He's holding on to it. So the head coach for Bosnia is booked, and he is mad, and he's still complaining. He's saying that one of his players got fouled, and he didn't want to give the ball to Tillman. Bosnia almost gave the U.S. a corner kick, but the U.S. has the ball with Robinson. Here's Des, who was being held on to, and there's a foul. The referee called it, and Bosnia players, and they're going to be mad because they believe one of their players got fouled. But Des, they held on to Des. They didn't let him run. So there's a foul. A clear foul right in front of the referee. So Radeljic is booked. This can be a Christian Pulisic opportunity to seal it in the 80th minute. By the way, the U.S. still hasn't made any substitutions. Mauricio Pochettino's holding on to those substitutions. Tillman wants to hit it. Basic giving instructions. Standing over is Robinson as well. It's a few players. It's Robinson, it's Tillman, and it's McKennie. Do they have something planned? That's a wall of tall players. Adams is complaining with the referee about the positioning of the wall because they're stepping forward. Let's see what the U.S. has planned with Tillman, who wants to strike it. I don't know if they're going to play it short. That's going to be a hard free kick, but Tillman wants to take a go. Here goes Tillman. Tillman! It's it! Malik Tillman scores! What a beautiful free kick! And the U.S. has a second! They're pretty much sealing this game. Malik Tillman said, "Give it to me. I know how I want to hit it." It was all about placement. It was not about power. It was all about placement. He chipped the ball over the wall. And in the 82nd minute, the U.S. has a second goal, down to 10 men. It's just beautiful. He's just chipping it over the wall. The keeper, Basic, got a hand to it, but couldn't keep it out. Only 2 players from the wall jumped. The rest stayed down. And it's that famous scoreline that they won by in 2002. That famous 2-0 when they defeated Mexico in the round of 16. That's the score right now. Tillman in the 82nd minute. What a beautiful goal, and the U.S. now to defend a 2-0 lead. Boy, here's a crossover. Careful, Freeze gets it and plays it quickly. And here comes the U.S. on another counter with Pulisic. Out wide it goes. This is Adams. McKennie trying to play it back with Robinson. At one moment, when they were facing some adversity after the red card, when they were down 10 men, their morale stayed up. They didn't come down. They didn't put their heads down. They kept them up, and they got that free kick and scored off of it. That's defending well. He's going to try to clear this ball from the corner at a really tight angle. Throw in for the United States. The fans in San Francisco are loving it. The fans of the Bay Area, they are loving it. Boy, they were waiting to see the United States. They shut up. They apply the pressure. And the fans chant USA, USA. Tillman, that I've mentioned, has been having a fabulous World Cup. And boy, he needed to add a cherry on top to his performances. That's a beautiful goal. He had all confidence. And it wasn't an easy goal. I mean, those players on the wall were really tall. A hard technique. Here's this ball chipped over. Tillman brings it down with his chest and clears it off. 5 minutes separate the U.S. from advancing to Seattle to play Belgium next Monday in the round of 16 in a rematch of the 2014 round of 16 against that same national team. Here's this cross. Ream heads it out. Baraktarevic. Bosnia, when they had a chance to tie the game, they didn't put the pressure. They didn't put their foot on the gas, and now they're down 2. Here's this dangerous cross with his chest. Freeman plays it to Freeze. And then Freeze gets hit on the head. The referee saw it, warns the Bosnian player. Clark also going to check on Freeze to see if he's all right, knowing that also Freeze is doing this for time wasting. But he gets it. And the push from the Mitrovic forces Freeze to hit his head hard on the ground. My goodness, I didn't even change the banner. It's supposed to be the second half, not halftime. I was forgetting something. It don't matter. And now we're finally going to see the first substitutions for the U.S. Serginho Dest is out. And coming into the game is Sebastian Berhalter. There's his father at the stadium, Greg. Pulisic is also coming out of this game. And Ricardo Pepi is coming in. They still got 3 more subs, but right now, Pochettino wants to save him for the final minutes. 87 minutes. Trying to go forward right now is Memic. And the ball goes out of play, and it's a throw-in for the United States. What a way to start kicking off those Independence Day celebrations. Robinson takes it forward. Pepi trying to fight for it. And Bosnia turns it over at a danger spot. It nearly falls for Pepi, but diving in was Mamic. Play with his teammate. And here comes Bosnia attacking from midfield. Ball played forward, and it's lost. Nakini hits it out of play to a throw-in. Less than 2 minutes remaining in this game. Less than 2 minutes from ending that 10-game losing streak against European teams for the United States. Baraktarevic sends a beautiful cross. Ream first to clear it. How wide it goes. Bosnia looking for another opportunity. Another cross with their tall players in the box. Here's the cross. Freeze misplaced it. The ball is played. It's still loose in the box. And the U.S. wins it back with Pepe, and that's a foul claimed by the referee. Freeze on that last play miscalculated the ball, overplayed it. It gave everyone in the stadium some type of heart attack. Bosnia looking for a lifeline, just like Belgium did at the very end against Senegal. Here's this cross into the box. Richard clears only as far as another Bosnian player who wants to send another cross. It's chipped in, and it's cleared by the Jedi Robinson. 10 minutes of stoppage time. 10 minutes to end that 10-game losing streak against European teams. We had the water break, 3 minutes. We had the VAR review. It was probably the 5 minutes. It has to be from the VAR review. And we get this much time. Ball out wide. Alabegovic, nice cross. It's cleared by McKennie. Freeman doing a wonderful job at tracing the players back. And Bosnia all game long has not been awake. They haven't been attacking, and now they have to. They got a lot of time to make something happen, to pull a miracle. Another cross. Richards clears. Muharemovic on it. Attacks as Memic out wide. They also have Baratarevic. And out wide it goes again. Bosnia looking with Alabegovic. Ooh! That was a good shot from Alabegovic. Left Freeze paralyzed. But, he nearly drilled Freeman in the face. And they put us the last play where Freeze overran the ball. Bosnia fans cannot believe what they're seeing. Long. Pepe didn't even see the ball. But the U.S. went it back with Robinson, and now Pepe in short with McKennie, and the U.S. in a quick counter the other way. Well, Bosnia has so many numbers back that the U.S. couldn't even counter. And that's how it's been this game. Out wide it goes. McKennie on it. Adams. Nice ball over, looking for the run of McKennie, who uses his body and wins the ball perfectly, and then fouls the defender, Radiljic. Used his body really well. 7 minutes left. 2-0, that's the score at the Bay Area. It's played backwards. Bosnia has to attack. And Radiljic is on the ball. And the U.S. is defending themselves. Out wide it goes with Memic. Memic is crossed, cleared by Ream. A lot of heart. A lot of heart from this U.S. team. From these players, especially against especially with the controversy, and the U.S. wins the ball back. This is Pepe running into trouble, but plays it with McKennie. Adams. Pepe back to Adams. Ball with Robinson. Put some ice on it. Pepe's got it. Plays it to the run of Tillman. He has the game-winning goal. It's still Tillman. He goes down, and the referee says it's a foul. Well learned there by Malik Tillman. What a game, an 8.3 rating. The 24-year-old midfielder from Leverkusen. And Gio Reyna is coming in for McKennie. And McKennie, what a player he is. What a game he had. A 7.5 rating on FootMob. And here comes Giovanni Reyna, who has a goal in this tournament. He scored against Paraguay at the very end, and the U.S. play this free kick short. Trying to have possession of the ball, let the time go out, and really Bosnia has not shown any urgency. Ball play forward, and here goes Pepi! Pepi! And it's won back quickly by Muharemovic, but it's won again by Tillman, who fires. There's a deflection on his shot. But referee says no. Goal kick for Bosnia Herzegovina. Now the referee didn't let them play quick. The U.S. will take a plane up north to Seattle to play Belgium in about 5 minutes. That's a nice through ball. And Richards did a fabulous job at just faking that he was going to get to the ball because the Bosnian player stopped running. It's played back with Freeman, who clears this ball. Tillman out with Reyna and plays it to Tillman. He's onside. Here goes Tillman. The keeper comes off his line, hits it out, and Tillman is just going to let the time go out. We're going to waste some time, wait for another player to come get it. He didn't have to play quick. What a game from Pochettino. He changed the mentality of these players. It's been wonderful. This is how you want to close a game, with possession of the ball. The ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Bosnia. They play quickly. Less than 4 minutes. Now 3 minutes left. For Bosnia to try to at least get a goal for those fans that went and supported them at the Bay Area. The U.S. is winning 2-0. Good defending there from Tim Ream, and he clears the ball only as far as another Bosnian player, but it's won back by the U.S., and here goes Pepi. It's bodied off quickly. Balogun scored at the end of the first half, and then in the 82nd minute, Tillman scored. The one that stands as a winner. Here's a shot in. It goes wide, just wide. Mamic with his attempt. That was close. And I don't know if Freeze got a touch over it, but it had some weird effect. And also maybe a deflection. Pepi uses his head to play with Adams. Adams hits it back forward, looking for Pepi. Bosnia back on the ball now. And they got numbers in this attack. Let's see if they can make something happen. Another shot that goes wide. That's again Mamic, who believes in his long-range shot. Now Ream having some words with Mamic. This last play. And Ream also does a really good job because he runs straight to him, which scares Mamic, and that's why Mamic took that shot. Now seconds away. Fans already whistling. Reem wants it. Reem got tackled down. That's a foul. And the U.S. can just sit and wait and let the clock run because they are less than 40 seconds from advancing to the next round. The 3 host nations are moving on to the round of 16. Freese is taking his sweet time as he's going to send this ball as far as possible. And it's out from a Bosnian player. It's going to be a throw-in for the U.S., but I think the flag went up for an offside. And now we're less than 10 seconds. And it's played quickly, and guess what? This game is over. And for the first time in 24 years, the United States of America has advanced to the next round. The 10-game curse against European team is over. Also, for the first time since 2021, the U.S. has defeated a European team. And what a time to do so, as they knock out Bosnia Herzegovina 2-0, and the U.S. will travel to Seattle to face Belgium next Monday. Same time, 5 o'clock, that game. The history for all host nations: Canada advancing for the first time, Mexico advancing for the first time in 40 years, and the U.S. now doing it for the first time in 24 years. And they did it by the same scoreline that they won by when they defeated Mexico in 2002. That 2-0. And Tillman enjoying that moment. He scored the game-winning goal in a moment they needed him. They needed it, that goal. Previously, they had a goal called off for offsides. And well, minutes later, Tillman responded with that free kick. Beautiful, beautiful. The U.S. advances to the next round, and we'll be here next Monday commentating that game. That curse is over. The U.S. is on to the next round. And thank you for joining us today, and I'll see you guys next time.